Hey guys, it's Bethany and I am here to bring you a haul slash first impressions, and then I'm going to incorporate my swatches and everything like that of this new collection by e.l.f. And so I know I was on a shopping freeze and I was really naughty. I had made it over 3 months on not buying anything beauty related, and then I got this in my email, and I am a sucker for e.l.f. and then I'm a sucker for limited edition collections, and to my knowledge this is the first, at least since I've been in the e.l.f. world and knowing about their cosmetics, it's the first like limited edition like whole collection that I've ever seen from them. I see like little palettes and stuff like that here and there for the holidays and stuff, but not really like a collection. Like when I think of like a collection, I think of like how MAC comes out with like a whole collection like all the time. So I totally got suckered into it and I bought all of the collection except one thing, and then one thing didn't show up in my order. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of a quick first impressions. I've only had a couple days with these products, but I wanted to get it out there because I know they restocked the collection. It had totally gotten sold out and then they restocked it. So those who are interested in it, I wanted to make this video so that you guys could see if it's something that you want to pick up. First off, the packaging is pretty standard for e.l.f. except there is kind of this nice like aqua baby blue shade that's incorporated into the packaging, which I think is a fun little touch to add to the collection. The first product is this Aqua Primer Mist, and it's supposed to be very similar to like the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, which I love. It's probably one of my holy grail primers. I'm really loving it, especially since my skin has been super dry. So when I saw that this was only $8 versus I think like $36 price tag, I was all about it. And I think that it's a really nice product. I think it's fairly comparable to the Smashbox one. It does seem to keep, I didn't retouch my makeup purposely because I'm using it today, and I'm at I think 6 hours of this makeup. Other than a couple of these little spots where my acne is kind of popping out, I've had a little bit of a breakout. I feel like all the rest of my makeup is really intact. I'm not super oily. It doesn't feel like it's separating at all. So I do think it does a great job at moisturizing. The biggest con that I've noticed is that the actual like stream of the product that comes out is like you're getting shot with like a water gun. It's just like straight up hardcore solid stream of product. So when it comes to, it's just a little shocking when you're trying to put it on, especially in the morning. So I think that the actual like nozzle or whatever would really be best to have it be lightly dispersed like the Smashbox one, because it's a little annoying to have to do that. And because of that too, it's not like a fine mist, it's like splotches of water. I end up actually having to kind of like pat the product around my face. I don't know how easy or hard it would be to actually like put the product in a different container that you may have, or if you're cool with just kind of having that extreme spray. Like I'm gonna still use this, but it's definitely not my favorite to pick up just because it is that intense spray. But I also don't think that compared to my Smashbox one that it keeps the moisture in as much. Again, I'm super dry, and so the Smashbox one I noticed just kind of seems to keep that moisture in, and so throughout the day I don't get like dry and flaky, whereas this still does that, but I don't feel like it's as good. But again, I only have used it for a few days, so I will be keep testing it out. And I'm gonna do, I did some other purchases on e.l.f. when I got this collection, so I'm gonna do kind of like a new e.l.f. products hits and misses, but I wanted to at least get like my first impressions and swatches and stuff out there for you guys. And then there were 3 lip products, and I wasn't able to get the other one because it was sold out when I purchased this. And these are $4 each, and they are called the Radiant Gel Lip Tints. So the colors I got were Red Orange Wash, which I am wearing actually right now, and it is a very light wash of kind of a reddish orange color. And then we have the Rouge Radiance, which actually is more orange in my opinion than the red orange one. You can layer these up to get a little bit more pigmentation. I did notice that you can have like, this is just like one little swipe of that color, but I did layer it up a couple times to get a little bit more color, and it does have that just nice tint. It's something where it looks like you just have like a balm on that's like a tinted balm, or even like you just ate a popsicle and you have some of that, you know, pigmentation still left on your lips. My biggest thing with this that I don't really love is the fact that I don't feel like they filled up the product all the way, because when you take out the actual like dofa applicator, you see so many holes in the packaging where there's just product there. And when I twist it around, like this seems like how much product I would have after I've used it for like a month straight. And, you know, I'm wearing down on the product and I'm heading towards my goal of using it up. So a little disappointed that it's not like chock packed full of product. The packaging I adore. I love that there's this nice theme of this beautiful blue aqua color. I think that's just a wonderful touch, especially since this is like its own collection. To have it be different like that, I think is an A+ thing. It's very comfortable on the lips. There is like, it does feel kind of jelly-like at the very beginning, but that wears down and it doesn't dry my skin out or dry my lips out. It feels really nice. It's not sticky at all, and so if you like that kind of look, I think that this is a really fun product. Next are the Molten liquid eyeshadows, and there were 4 colors. I got all of them, and then the rose gold one didn't come in my package, so e.l.f. is sending it to me, so I will feature that in the hits and misses video depending on how I like it. But I haven't gotten to use all of the shades actually on my eyes except this one. This is the Molten bronze, and I do have it on my eyes today. Again, this is about 6 hours into the wear. There's no creasing whatsoever. The pigmentation is still as good as when I first applied it. I think it's really pretty because there's metallic, but it's not crazy. It's pretty wearable. And then there's like little tiny flecks of shimmer and glitter that doesn't fall out. So far, it hasn't fallen out at all onto like your cheekbones or anything. So I think it's a really pretty product, and I really like that it's in this packaging where you've got the applicator there instead of having to dip your finger into like a potted product. And so I just basically put it straight onto the lid, and I actually kind of blended it out with the applicator as well. I did do 2 coats of it. I think that if you just want a very sheer wash of color, you could have put this on and then blend it out with your fingers, but I wanted to have some of that metallic and shine, so I put a second coat on there, and I really am pleased with how it looks. So the other shades that I have is the liquid gold, which is a very, very light pale yellow gold, and then the brushed copper, which is a really pretty, almost, it's not copper to me. To me, it's more of like a champagne color, which is absolutely beautiful. And then I'm super excited to see what the rose gold one looks like, because that was definitely my favorite when I looked at it. Again, really love the packaging. Last but not least are the blush and bronzer duos. So there was 3 of them in the collection. I got all 3 of them. These were priced at $6. The first one that we have here is the bronzed pink beige, and this is actually the lightest of the collection. So you have a really nice kind of rosy blush here, and then a little bit more of a lighter, almost kind of gray toned bronzer. It's not super warm, but it's still warm. It's kind of like in the middle there. And these have a very, very fun texture to them. They're a little bit creamier, but very similar to like what the ColourPop eyeshadows and their highlighters and their blushes have. So if you have those, that's kind of what you're to expect with these. It's not a total cream, but it's not a powder. It's kind of that cool, like bouncy texture. So I really, really love the texture of it. I do suggest using kind of a duo fiber brush with this. I really have been enjoying my e.l.f. small stipple to apply these, and then I have some Real Technique ones as well that I use to apply these, and it just does a wonderful job at doing it. I did try just a regular brush as well for like the bronzer, and it did a good job. I just prefer using duo fiber on cream products. So this one, this bronzer, is a beautiful color for me because it is the fairest of the bunch, and so I could put this on all over my face and kind of blend it in just like a regular bronzer, and it did a good job not being too harsh or too visible. I could just really kind of wash it out, and it was a great color match. And then this blush was beautiful as well, and these are very pigmented and very long lasting. I mean, I used one of these and I was at work and then at home, and it was like a 10-12 hour day, and my cheeks were still like bam in your face, beautiful color. The bronzer, since I do blend that out a lot, you know, that kind of disappeared throughout the day, but I know if you did pack it on, it would be the same. But I just tried to go very lightly with my bronzer since I am so fair. I don't want it to be super crazy contrast. But I love this one, and I think this is beautiful for the fair folks out there. But all of these work for me, so you can do it no matter what your skin tone is. This one is probably the little bit more of the medium shade, so for medium skin tones, and this is in Bronzed Peach, which is a little bit of a more vibrant peachy shade, but it is very fluorescent, but it's gorgeous. And then a deeper, kind of more warmer bronzer. And these are like matte, but for some reason this one to me seems that it has a little bit more of like a shimmer in it, even though it doesn't have a shimmer. It just feels more like satin finishing. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. But I was able to use this bronzer as well and the blush perfectly. The blush is beautiful. Do want to really blend it in, and then I always like to take like a kabuki brush, especially with high pigmented blushes like this, and just extra blend it in so it's not super intense. But I was able to use this bronzer as well all over my face. I just had to be very, very careful with it. And I think this would be actually a gorgeous eyeshadow. So this is the Bronzed Peach one. And then the darkest of the bunch, I didn't think that I was going to be able to use it at all, but I'm actually wearing it today. And it is in the Bronzed Violet, which it's almost like a bright, bright, bright fuchsia blush, but it is beautiful. And again, I mean, I have it all over my cheeks, but I really blended it out and then used a kabuki brush to really diffuse the color as well. And I think it gives a gorgeous flush of color to the skin. And then I also used this bronzer all over my skin as well too. I concentrated it a little bit more kind of in that contour and then very lightly put it all over my face. But it is still doable. I probably would just have to be super careful. Probably not something that I would use every single day for that bronzer, but it's a gorgeous cocoa brown color. It's very rich and really, really pretty. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul slash first impression and swatch video for you guys. I wanted to make sure and get it out to you just in case you wanted to get some of these products because they are a limited edition product. And I will give more of a thorough review in my hits or misses video that's coming up, but I want to make sure and give myself a good month or so to really use all these products so that I can see what I like, what I don't like. And then again, I did pick up some other things that are like newer in the collection that I want to share with you guys as well. But this was so cool. I'm so excited. I hope e.l.f. does this a little bit more often where they do like a whole collection and, you know, feature kind of a cool new packaging and new innovative products. I mean, these are really, really innovative. They're very much like the ColourPop ones, which is not something that you see a lot on the market. So it's cool that they are kind of branching out into these new textures and tones and kind of coming up with some cool things in the e.l.f. collection that's super affordable. In addition to this e.l.f. haul, I did get a few things from ColourPop because it was in the same day and I was like, well, if I'm gonna cheat, I might as well get those ColourPop things that I wanted to. And now I am back on the shopping spree, so I'm back on the wagon for that. I hope you guys are doing amazing and I will see you in one of my next videos. Bye!